What's going on, people? It is the end of the week here. I'm going to talk about crypto.com, current price action, see what's going to happen here. What's my predictions coming up? Are we going to, the whole market is in disarray today or the past week? Actually, everybody's been really, there's been a lot of fear in the market, just me, I guess, sensing it. But you guys also can see, all these different channels and then just people in general on Twitter. Kind of there's a lot of fear in the market, so it's pretty clear. But nonetheless, crypto.com has been, pushed up all the way to the 97, 90 cent region here, 93 cent on the actual exchange, on crypto.com exchange. And, at some other exchanges like Bittrex or whatever, got all the way to the dollar. Other exchanges, some with low liquidity, got all the way to the $1.20 region. Again, we use crypto.com because that's where majority of the liquidity is, and that's where the majority or the price action would make a lot more sense there. But nonetheless, right now, Bitcoin is having some sort of a retracement. We're seeing that all the way to the 69,000, and now we're sitting at the 53,000. So we had a retracement of what here? What do we have? So 22%. I think we are going to be sitting in some sort of support now, but nonetheless, we do need to see buyers coming in. But the thing is, what I'm trying to say is that crypto.com was really flying up, regardless of the fear in the market, regardless of whether the main question, which I hate so much, are we in a bull or in a bear market, man? When Bitcoin was dropping heavy at one point, these NFTs and these gaming cryptos were really flying. Why? Because there's a user base. People were just using it. That's what crypto is all about. They were decoupling from Bitcoin because it's a game. People are making money from it, making some sort of an income. People are going to use it. They don't care what's happening with Bitcoin. Same thing for crypto.com. The user base was there, 10 million plus users, and all the marketing dollars that came into crypto.com actually ended up paying off. The past 3 weeks here, I'm looking at the weekly chart here. We're looking at, what do we have? So week of 31st of October, we jumped from 20 cent or 20 cent, 22 cent region all the way to the 93 cent, taking us at 350% price movement to the upside, right? So we do expect some selling to start creeping into the market because people, are almost at 4x, and people that got in even earlier back at the 10 cent region, they almost did 9x, 10x. So we do expect profit taking to happen. So let's just look at the chart here and see what I'm talking about here. So let me just move myself. Maybe I should just stop putting my face here so you guys can actually see. So let's just look at it this way. So do I think crypto.com is going to stay at this level right now? We're going to have a massive drop? No, that's not what I think is going to happen. And the reason why is right now, crypto.com has been marketing heavy. They bought the naming rights for the Staples Arena, which I have more information on that, which I kind of was surprised that didn't really get into before or let you guys know about it. But crypto.com's market cap right now is at 19 billion, right? So back when we were at the bottom here, market cap was at 19 billion, but when it was at 20 cent a region, which was somewhere in November, second here, somewhere around these regions right here, we're sitting at the $6 billion market cap, right? Did a big marketing campaign, Staples Center, naming rights. Everyone's talking about it everywhere. And, before we even, they change everything, everyone's talking about it, and people start flocking into crypto.com, and it did these massive gains in such a short period of time. Now, the thing is, for me, I really think crypto.com at one point will outperform Binance. I think Binance had a first mover's advantage. And what I mean by that is they were the most prominent in the space early on. They developed certain things. They had their futures, everything out of futures token, not token, but I mean, like, you can trade futures on Binance. And that's where I was, mainly trading at. And then, everybody's like, Binance was the easiest to use, so anybody can just have an account and sign up on Binance. And that got them into trouble a lot with, different countries. And there's whole campaigns against Binance in Europe and Britain and Canada and everywhere, basically. And, that got them legally in a lot of trouble. Now, crypto.com is mainly, focused on the legal aspect because they do understand regulators have to be happy. At the end of the day, it's a sad world, but that's what it is, man. The regulator can come after you regardless, and that will affect the price action at one point. So Nonetheless, market cap is at 101 billion for Binance. Crypto.com, with everything, with all the explosive price action that just happened as well, Crypto.com is still sitting at 19 billion, which is nothing yet. So I do think we can have easily like a good 4x, 5x continuing to push the price action above, regardless, because the overall, we will have some sort of stops where there's some certain prices that we're going to reach, that we're going to have some sort of, lag in price action. We're going to hit it. So a lot of people are going to sell. We're going to flow around for a bit. It's either going to go sideways for a bit, but we do expect some sort of slow moving price action. And when all the sellers kind of clear out, we expect, the explosive action to come back again. So nonetheless, if we're looking at crypto.com here, let me just open up this over here. So where did that go? Crypto.com. Wow, I actually can't even find it. Let's just go to the exchange then, specifically. So let's just go to the daily here, guys. Let's also look at the volume. The volume, you guys like that. I actually like to look at the volume a lot. So right now, crypto.com pushed to the 93 cent, went all the way down to the 64 cent. Now let's look at the volume itself, right? Overall, we're looking here, if we zoom out, we're looking at that somewhere around this region, we're going to have some sort of a resistance, right? And then that's the thing, what I was saying, with marketing campaigns that big, all the new buyers, the 10 million plus buyers, the 10 million plus users on crypto.com, they might not really like be into technical analysis, right? And all these campaigns everywhere with Matt Damon and all that, and all these different partnerships they're having, regardless of where the price is at, people are just going to come in and buy, right? And unfortunately, some of them will buy at the top here, which will, they're gonna start saying that their money is kind of going down. But nonetheless, I really think anything below $1 for crypto.com is a steal, right? They bought the naming rights for Staples Arena for 20 years for $700 million. Guess what's gonna happen to the price action in the future, right? So it's going to be a lot, but for the short term, guys, because I know you guys got into crypto.com recently, I do think, we're probably going to see some sort of continued downward price action somewhere until we get into this EMA ribbon, in my opinion, where we're going to see some sort of, because that's what happens. If we're looking maybe at the 4-hour chart, look at this. As soon as we start moving from a 20 cent region, we push up heavy, right? Let me just expand this for you. Let me just do this here. We push up heavy, we create some sort of a distance with the EMA itself, right here, right? So we create some sort of a distance, we find support at it right here, push up, create a distance, and then it acts like a magnet, brings it back exactly to it, and then so we actually never leave it. Right? It's pretty clear that we don't leave it. When we're in uptrend, we're above the EMAs. You come back to the EMA, that's a buy zone, right? We push up, create another distance, come back down to it because it's a magnet. Boom, pushes up again, until we get to a point where something needs to happen. Now there's some profit taking that's going to happen. And look what's happening so far. We came back to it here on the 4-hour chart. We came back. It's the first time since since October 30th or even before here. Maybe the last time was October 27th that we actually start peaking below it. If you guys can see here, if I need to zoom in a bit right here. Now, it's the first time we actually peak through it again because there's going to be excessive profit taking, excessive selling in the market, especially after like a 9x, 10x that the people made. And now we got here the buy zone. People are buying in again and again. And we need to see, I think, if we're looking at the hourly here, there's some sort of a resistance that we're going to start seeing. We're going to need to start seeing more buyers jumping into the market. Do we need more marketing to happen for crypto.com to continue? I don't really think so, but I do expect some selling, or I expect some sort of stagnation to happen with the price action for crypto.com. And I think, we will continue to stay around this region for some time, unless something crazy happens with crypto.com again right now, and we just see an influx of buyer jump back in. But nonetheless, if we keep in mind what's going to happen, we're looking at the market cap at 19 billion. We're looking at what's the next big competitor for crypto.com, which I really do think crypto.com is better overall than Binance. It's at $101 billion dollar market cap. Looking at that growth, it being like 5x away or something. Yes, 5x. Telling you a lot about the growth that could continue to happen for crypto.com. Right? So you got to keep that in mind. Now, one thing I was going to actually also talk about. So, just to kind of wrap up with the price action for me, I expect some sort of stagnation. I think we're going to have even more dumping that's going to come up at the $1. I do think that we will hit the $1, but maybe, maybe not. We never know. We need to see what the price action tells us. But again, looking at technicals, the technicals only, looks like we're still in an uptrend, man. Looks like we're finding support. Looks like buyers are coming in. And we're looking at the price action right here. We're looking at the volume. The volume is still, below the average. That's the blue line. That's below the average. Overall, we're seeing right here that the price action, and specifically for the volume, it's still the same, still the same level. Nothing crazy is happening. Overall, once we start seeing something like this, for example, we're really drop heavy and we're really below the average, then that's when you can tell that, hey, if we're downtrending, this is what I mean with the volume. It tells us a lot, guys. Look at this example right here. Volume was pretty high at these levels, and then as soon as we start stagnating, going downwards, the volume went down. What that means is that when the volume goes down, it's telling you that there's less and less interest in the current trend. People are less interested in the current trend. If it's a downward price action, which you can see here, it's going down. Look at the volume. The volume is also going down. That in itself is a sign for me to buy. Why? Because it's telling me that, hey, we pumped a lot, and while it was going down, there wasn't really a lot of volume happening as we move away from the price. That's telling me that people are less interested in this price action and some sort of reversal is going to happen. Specifically because I'm also in the EMA ribbon, which is a buy zone, and the fact that, there's just steady selling, until we get there. And I think, it starts to pick up right after, right? Start seeing that. It starts to translate into the price action, and we continue to go up. Then again, right here, let's just look at the same thing. Volume continues to go down while we're having a downtrend, aka people are less and less interested in the current trend. Boom, we see an explosion. We need to see that happen right here, guys. We need to see the volume, like a heavy volume, start to come in at these regions. Otherwise, we're gonna stick around this region more and more, and we're most likely gonna retest the 60, maybe retest the 50 cent region. But we just need to wait and see what's going to happen next week. I think next week is going to be pretty decisive for the price action, and it's going to solidify what I think is going to happen next with Crypto.com. Nonetheless, though, what I want to share with you, this whole thing with the, 10 million, Los Angeles Times talking about what happened with Staples Arena, how they also, how they bought the naming rights for that. One thing that actually caught my attention was that visitors will see one clear change at the entrance of the arena from LA Live, adjacent to the statue of Magic Johnson, where 3,300 square feet will become dedicated Crypto.com activation space. Featuring crypto-centric interactive experiences for sports or music fans, Crypto.com has also signed with the Lakers and Kings as their official crypto partner. They're going to have activation spaces, which is going to feature crypto, experiences, whatever, Crypto.com has in place. I don't know. Is it going to be games, NFTs? I don't know what's going to happen there, but that alone is going to get the average Joe that doesn't really know anything about Crypto.com. It's going to normalize crypto in the eyes of the masses, in my opinion. And everybody's going to be talking about that. And, you look back at the market, at the price action, 76 cents. Do you really think that 76 cents is enough for everything Crypto.com is doing? So there's questions that need to be asked, man. And answers need to be answered. So with 10 million users and 3,000 employees, Crypto.com is a major player in the crypto world. Its core business is running an exchange that allows users to trade cryptocurrencies, store them. We know all of that. But one more thing that I want to show you is that the company also signed partnership deals with UFC. We saw that. Formula One Racing, the Philadelphia 76ers, Montreal Canadiens, Italian Lega Series A Soccer League, Paris Saint-Germain Football Club, all of that stuff. And again, Marzalik, sorry if I'm butchering the name, said that Crypto.com has an ambition of becoming a top 20 brand in the next 3 to 5 years, alongside names like Nike or Apple, with popular sports serving as one gateway to mass adoption. Let me bring the screen back to myself. It's pretty big. These things are pretty big. And anything below $1 is a steal for me. And, we're fortunate enough to come and, buy at those lower levels, the 15 cent and even all the way down to the 9 cent. And I still think there's a huge market or margin of growth for crypto.com. If you're looking long term, man, then these dips should not really matter to you. If you're looking at more short term, let's wait for the next week to solidify what's going to happen with the price action. I do expect some more support to happen right now. I do expect that we're going to reach the dollar. But again, I don't know anything. You don't know anything. It's always the market talking. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for my VVS video. I'm going to talk, just have some sort of tutorial telling you how VVS works in general. And also there's another crypto on the Chronos network that I've been really interested in that I haven't really talked about. So I'll let you know about that as well. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Do whatever you got to do, man. I need to catch my breath. Thank you guys for watching.